Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of Obsessed with Katty and Christy. We are still working with the Dear Lizzy Saturday collection, and these are the three papers that we have to use this week. It's that pretty navy with the polka dots, that beautiful coral sort of grid paper, and then this taxi paper, which is a lot of fun. So this week, what Christy and I are doing is we're working with a scrapbook bingo challenge. So from the bingo card that you guys saw at the beginning, as I wrote there in the next to the image, I am using row G, and row G consists of twine, 3 patterns, tags, 2 alphas, and misting or inking. So I already have the 3 patterns because I'm using 3 pattern papers, even though I am going to add a few more pattern papers. I bring in this pattern paper, which is the little houses or the buildings, which is from the 6x6 paper pad, and I just cut around some of the buildings. And I'm going to use this navy paper as well. This navy paper was from last week's challenge, so I cut some of that out, and I'm going to use that as well. And then from the taxi paper, I fussy cut a bunch of taxis, and I'm going to use them. So I'm actually using a photo of my boyfriend and I in a taxi in New York. So this was perfect. So I actually scrapped this photo, I think, a long time ago, because this was from a trip in 2013. So I did scrap this photo, but I really was not super happy with the way that that layout came out. So I decided to re-scrap it, and this was perfect because there's all these taxis, so it was absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and create sort of a road with that navy blue paper, and I'm actually going to flip over the piece on the left just because the lines didn't really kind of mix well together, you know, where they meet in the center. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do that off camera. So as you can see there, the lines in that blue paper don't really match up too well, so when I flip it over, it makes it a lot better. So I went ahead and placed all my buildings down. Some of the buildings on the right hand side I did use foam behind so they could be raised up a little bit, and I love how it turned out. It looks like a city. And then I'm just putting some foam here behind this taxi. That's the big taxi from the sticker sheet. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use all the taxis because how many times do you make a taxi layout, right? So I'm going to use all the taxis. So I'm going to do some simple layers here behind my photo with this navy paper because I do have to use that paper. And you saw that I used the coral paper above the blue paper. The way I see it, the blue paper is kind of like the road, and then the coral paper is like the sidewalk. So that's just the way it kind of looked to me, so that's what I'm going with. So I'm going to use some of that same taxi paper behind the photo, and obviously once it's behind the photo, it's hard to see that they're taxis, but you can still see that it's a fun sort of pattern behind or around the photo, I should say. So this is whoop, and there goes my ATG. So I go ahead and stick that down. I did add some foam behind the photo. I love using fun foam. I get the really inexpensive fun foam at Walmart, so I really like using that on my layouts to give dimension to my pictures and to my embellishments. So I cut out from one of the cut apart sheets in the 6x6 paper pad this little piece that has a taxi on it, and I'm going to fussy cut that, and you can see I added that there to the left hand side right underneath the buildings, and I did add foam to that as well. So I fussy cut this little image here that looks like a little frame that has been cut off. I fussy cut that from another one of the cards, or the cut apart sheets I should say, and then I created some tags. I just cut them out of pattern paper because my challenge does call for tags, so I made some tags, and then I'm going to use twine, which is another thing that I'm supposed to use in my challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and use some twine through those little tags, and I'm going to add a few more tags, but I'll do that later on. And I'm pretty sure I do film the other tags that I add, and I just cut from pattern paper and then another cut apart that I create and I make into a tag. So this one up top here, the polka dot tag, I'm going to raise on foam. I'm going to have them just kind of hanging off the top there, and I thought I was going to use that blue ticket, and I thought I was going to use this Bliss Avenue, but the green just wasn't matching, and even though there's some green in the houses at the bottom, it's not really the same color, and I just didn't want to use that particular green piece, so I went ahead and took that off. So I'm just adding a few pieces here. I add the puffy sticker taxi to the top there, cluster with the tags, but I'm actually going to end up moving the puffy sticker to the bottom, more like in the center where the 2 pieces of navy paper meet underneath the photo. I'm going to add that puffy sticker taxi there, and then I'm going to add just another cutout taxi up top there on that cluster. So I'm going to do some misting here, and I didn't do too much. I thought I would do more actually because I love to use my mist, but I'm actually just going to do some splatters with it. I'm taking 2 of my shimmers paints here, and the yellow one is Mandarin Mai Tai, and then the coral one is called Caribbean Sunset. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some splatters in those colors, and I think splatters are always something fun. I love to add splatters. They just add a little bit of a whimsical feel to everything. So splatters are my favorite. So I just went ahead and did some splatters. And obviously I covered up my photo because I didn't want it to get all messed up with the splatters if I got any splatters on it. And I left the area above the photo free because I knew I wanted to add a title up there. And I'm going to actually use those stickers there that you see to my left hand side. And those stickers are, I believe they are Amy Tangerine. Yes, they are Amy Tangerine. So I wrote, "Here we go." And the photo itself was taken on one of the nights we spent in New York. This was actually the first trip my boyfriend and I took together. I planned it for his birthday. I surprised him, and then we went a few months after his birthday. So we went in December, and we had a great time. It was the first trip we've taken together, so it was really fun, and it was a nice experience, and it was just the 2 of us. And we did all the tourist sites. You know, we went to the Empire State Building, we went to the we went on the Liberty Island ferry, and not the Liberty Island, Statue of Liberty ferry, or yeah, Liberty Island ferry. We did all that. So this night we had walked across the Brooklyn Bridge. So we walked all the way across to Brooklyn, and then we had dinner there, and then we were too tired to walk back, so we actually just took a taxi back. So that was really nice. And this was kind of before the whole Uber thing, or at least before I knew about Uber, so we just took a taxi back. And I went ahead and added New York City with some other Amy Tan little teal stickers there, and I'm actually going to end up adding those. I thought I was going to leave them down there, but I'm going to add them right under the "Here we go" over the photo, where you see that area up there which is kind of blank, which is the ceiling of the taxi. I'm going to go ahead and add that there. So I wanted to add a little bit something else underneath this, and I thought about adding this that I punched out, this sort of scallop, but I didn't really like it. And then I lifted up my punch, and then the little negative space that, or the little negative pieces that are from the punch, I actually used those. So it added a perfect little border down there. So it was simple, but it did what I wanted it to do. I just wanted a little something down there. And for some reason, those little borders make me think of the Brooklyn Bridge. I guess. I don't know. Just the way I saw it, so I just went ahead and added those, and I was very happy with that. And we did cross the Brooklyn Bridge, so obviously it is appropriate. So just finishing up here, I don't do too much more. Again, I will move my title. I will add a couple more taxis on the little road I created there at the bottom, including the puffy sticker taxi. I'm going through the puffy sticker, see if I want to use anything. I did punch out a couple of circles with this paper, the coral paper, and you saw that I added one there to the bottom right of my photo, and I put the little glasses on it because I'm wearing my glasses in the photo. And then I punched out another one, and I put it in the cluster up top on the tag, and I added a little teal arrow to that. So here's where I decided to add a couple more tags up top. And I take this piece, which is from the cut apart sheet, and it's a pretty coral piece, and I'm going to go ahead and punch that out there, punch a little hole to make it a tag, run some more twine through that, and go ahead and put that up top. Now when I went ahead and did that, I kind of thought, well, you know what, I need to bring in some more of a green color up there. So I'm going to make another tag with some green paper from the collection, and it's actually a green paper that we use, I think, in the first challenge. So I'm going to use that, and yeah, I just felt like it needed some green up there, so I will go ahead and do that. I'm just going through my papers now, trying to see what else green I could use on this, and that's where I pulled out that paper. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out another tag, and I'm just going to use this one as reference to cut around it and have the same shape. So I go ahead and do that, and then I go ahead and punch my little hole And yeah, so I create another little tag. So I'm just going to make a cluster of tags up there on the top left hand corner. And that is great. I actually thought about adding some clouds up there because I have some felt clouds from Speako Mom Scraps, but it was nighttime, so I just decided to add the tags, and I needed to add tags anyway. So I do bring that red tag up to the, or that coral tag up to the top cluster, and that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you go and check out Christy's video, which I will have linked below to her channel, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I do love to hear from you guys. So I will see you guys next time, and I hope you enjoyed this. Bye!